What is going on, my beautiful raspy riders? This is a razor pocket mod, or at least a gutted version of it without all the plastic pieces. This is part 2 out of 3 of this razor series. In this second video, I'm gonna be cutting this battery tray out and then pretty much putting everything together and going over all the components we're using. But before we start this video, I gotta show some gratitude. You know, a lot of people, they think that I know a ton about e-bikes and modifications and all that. I know some, but there's people out there that know way more than me. I'm grateful for everyone that pretty much helped me out and gave me the knowledge to give this build a try. So I gotta give a huge shout out to Johnny from Johnny Does It. That's his YouTube channel right there. Bam. This dude is so knowledgeable. He is from Hawaii, and I gotta tell you, a lot of people don't know this, but Hawaii is on a whole different level when it comes to e-bike and e-bike modifications. Next, I gotta give a shout out to Curtis W from the Razor Pocket Mods group. He's pretty much helped me source a lot of the parts I needed, and he would share with me his links that I needed as well. So I'm super grateful for that. And finally, we also gotta give a shout out to Eddie. His YouTube channel is called Youngboy4129. Man, he's got like 5 pocket mods, so he knows a lot about these builds too, and he's been helpful as well. So thank you to these fine gentlemen for pointing me in the right direction, because without you guys, I would be completely lost. Thank you very much. Now without further ado, let's go cut out this battery tray. Okay, we just cut through the first corner. You can see a gap. You want to make sure you don't cut all the way through and hit this piece of the frame, because that's a support. I don't know, what do you call this? It's a support piece of the scooter. So now we just got 3 more to do. Okay, so I just finished dremeling and the pieces came out. This was right here, something like that, and then this piece was over here going across. As you can see, now we have some sharp edges, so I'm gonna grab a file and then just grind them down, because the battery is gonna come through right here, and I don't want any of these to be cutting the battery up. So I grinded everything down, but I still don't fully trust it. I'm just really worried that something's gonna scratch up my battery. So I'm just gonna wrap up the parts that I filed with some thick duct tape. Because you know what? Duct tape makes the world go round. This actually isn't even duct tape. It's Gorilla Tape. Yeah, it's super thick. And it doesn't really matter about the aesthetics, because the plastics are going back on. See, guys, I told you I'm not a professional builder. I'm using duct tape right now. Duct tape and zip ties, man. That's the foundation of my builds. Alright, we got duct tape on all the edges. Let's go check out our motor. Alright, what we got here is a Jinsei Chuang 72 volt 5000 watt motor. Some people call it JSC. And it is a split rim design. This is my first time using a split rim design. I guess what that means is that the rim can literally split so that you can put the tire on there super easily. And then we have our phase wires and our hall sensors, and it doesn't come pinned yet, so we got to take this and pin it to this connector right here. But we got to make sure the colors line up with the fardriver hall sensors. This is so tiny. It's a beefy little guy. And then Over here, we got our tires and tubes. Both of these items were from Econic Cycle, and when you order from them, the tires actually come with tubes as well. Ooh, it feels so beefy. I love street tires. It's gonna feel so smooth, and the tread goes pretty deep. You guys are wondering, these are CST tires, and the size is 2.75-8. So I guess 8 is our rim size, and then 2.75 is the width. Let's see how our tubes feel. Nice, they feel thick as well. They're not that super thin, cheap tubes that usually come with e-bikes from China. Before installing the tires, you know what I should have done from the very start? I should have made sure our battery fits. Okay, this is our battery from Amorge. It says 72 volts, 32 amp hours, 2,304 watt hours, and the continuous discharge is 200 amps. The max charge current is 15 amps. Oh, and it says the date of production, September 26, 2024. Please, please, please fit. Yeah, buddy. It fits. It goes through. Let's go charge this up and then get back to our wheels. So that's how the rim comes apart. Let's put a tiny bit of air in the tubes. Just a little bit of air, not too much. Okay, I guess we just slip it through. But we have to make sure the tire is going the right way, because there is an arrow that says rotation. So which way does this motor rotate? The motor will go in like this, and our tire should be this way. Yeah, rotating this way. So then we just cover it up and make sure the holes align. So when you put the screws back into the rim, it closes the rim together, right? And you got to be really careful not to pinch the tube. So what I'm doing is just taking an Allen key, just pushing the tube back into the tire. This is my first time doing this. Cut me some slack, guys. Actually, forget the Allen key. A tire iron is much better because it has that little hook. You scoop it in there and you push that tube in. Now we can put more screws in, but you want to be careful nothing pops back out. Alright, I got the tire on. It's looking good. It's feeling beefy. Hopefully the axles fit in without any modifications to the dropout. So it barely fits. I think you gotta hammer it in there. Or maybe put it on its side like that and just use some muscle. It is a really tight fit. I almost forgot. We gotta put on the rotor. Right now, I'm currently in the process of spacing out the motor properly, these spacers. And I also have this brake adapter mount that I got from a guy named Matt Buyak. He's from the Razor Pocket Mod group also. If you want one of these, you can just search up his name in the Facebook group and send him a message. He makes and sells these so that you can mount your brake calipers right there. When I bought this one, I thought it was gonna be able to fit the new hub motor's axle. It did not. It fits the stock motor. It fits the stock wheel if you want to use like a mid-drive. But for a hub motor, it didn't fit. So I just spent the last 30 minutes grinding it down. So it fits just like that. Okay, I got the axle and dropouts on the rotor side. We have, I don't know if you can see, one spacer first, and then the brake mount. On the other side, we have two spacers, and then on the outside, we're just gonna put this torque washer on both sides, and then just bolt it all together. And that should be it for the motor. We're finally finished with the rear wheel. Now that we're done with the rear wheel, let's move on to our front. This is also from Econic Cycle. I love the mag wheel look. I'm never gonna have to deal with spokes again. Comes with an axle. On one side, the spacer is larger than the other. Where does this spacer go? Which side do you belong on? I guess we'll just have to guess and check. It looks like the larger spacer is supposed to be on the non-rotor side. So on the rotor side, use the smaller one. Small one on the rotor side. Before we put the rotor on, let's mount this tire. I hear a lot of people have trouble with this tire on these rims. So let's see if we get lucky and it's not too difficult. Got some soapy water right here. Okay, I got one side on. It was a little difficult, but not crazy. I chipped the paint a little bit. You can just put Sharpie on that later. This side's probably going to be the tough one. Damn it, I think I punctured the tube. I think I pinched it. Oh, that's so frustrating. Well, I guess I gotta wait for a new tube to come in before I can finish this. Damn it. Alright guys, so I got the front wheel on finally. I ordered another tube from Amazon just in case. But for some reason my brain wasn't working and I saw the stock tire and something clicked. And I realized that I could use a tube from that one and just, use it for this one. So that's what I did, and it's holding air. So all I gotta do now is the stem riser and the handlebars, the electricals, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully I get that done tomorrow. So I'll see you guys in the morning. Alright guys, it's the next day and we are back at it. So the next step, let's try to find a placement for our controller. This is a fardriver ND72360 and the max line amps is 190 amps. Line amps is pretty much the same as DC amps, and the phase amps 360. 190 amps is going to be probably overkill for this build because it's so small and light, but that's how we do. It's always overkill. And plus, because this is kind of too powerful for this build, I can always tune it down or I can always tune it up, So if I want to use this for a different build, I can. It's pretty much future proof. It would be so cool if it could fit right here. Can it? Alright, so this is what we got. 2 zip ties on the corners right here, and then another 2 zip ties going across, and 1 zip tie going going through those. Man, the homie Johnny from Hawaii is gonna laugh when he sees this, because his builds are so professional. And this just looks so bad. But you know what? It gets the job done. It might be ugly, but it works. I mean, look at this. This thing's not going anywhere. There's something so special about building something with using whatever you got, you know? I don't have skills that other people have, but I do have zip ties. So the connector that comes with the motor does not match up with the fardriver connector. So I'm gonna have to depin this and put a different connector on so that it can work with these wires right here. Okay, I just got the hall sensors from the fardriver side repinned into a new connector. So hopefully, you know, once I put everything together and the battery, everything fits in nicely. I guess now the next thing we gotta do is place our battery on the frame. I have 2 pieces of foam right here. I'm gonna put it right there so it can elevate the bottom. And then put another piece of foam here. And hopefully fit the battery through. There is so much duct tape and zip ties used on this build. It's kind of crazy how far you can go with just zip ties and duct tape. So the battery is 5 inches wide. I'm going to have it sticking out from here and going through the deck all the way up to around here. And I'm going to cut this lip off with my Dremel so it can sit more flush. Just kidding. The Dremel is giving me an awkward position. So I'm going to use a handsaw instead. Alright, I got some padding back here, some padding over here, and 2 little liners. I'm going to keep that right there. Moment of truth. Come on, fit. Yeah, it fits. That's how battery's gonna stick out. Is it gonna look a little funny? Maybe a little bit. But my legs are gonna go on the side, so my legs gonna be blocking a lot of the view anyways. We got the battery on there. It is looking good. The next step I'm gonna do is the handlebars. So we gotta first put on our, this is called a stem converter. So I guess it just goes in like this. Now we have our stem. Make sure that's aligned. It'll probably be easier to tell if it's aligned when the handlebars are on. Now we have our super wide handlebars. It is Daimoesi. I don't know, man, how you say that. Daimoesi. The handlebars are on there. Everything's looking good. Now I gotta do some wiring with the key ignition and the throttle. I'm not gonna show this part. If you guys wanna know how I do this, you can watch my Z Miami build. It's the same exact process. So I'll come back to you guys once I'm done with the rest of the wiring. Okay, I got the wiring done for the throttle and the 3-speed switch. Pretty much all I need. Let's see if we did it correctly. So battery's connected. Turn on our ignition. Please work. Please, please, please work. Oh yeah. Now it should be beeping because we got to do an auto learn. I'll make sure all the wires are clear so I can do the auto learn, because then it's going to spin forward and then backwards. So I was getting a single beep, and on the app it says motor hall error. I completely forgot to plug in my hall sensors. Let's turn the bike off. Okay, let's try that again. Sweet, we hear 3 beeps. 2 short beeps and 1 long beep. That means it's ready for auto learn. And if we go into our app, the hall error disappeared. So I guess we're ready for auto learn. Make sure the wires are out of the way. Yeah, buddy! Woo! This sounds so smooth. You keep holding it till it reverses. Oh, snap. Oh, damn it. I messed up my auto learn. This thing almost fell backwards. I gotta do that again. Okay, I just tuned my fardriver. I'm probably gonna make some more switches later on. For right now, it should be okay. I'm gonna do another auto learn. And it says system okay. We are good to go. Alright guys, it's another day. Man, this project is pretty much taking 3 full days. Maybe that's because I'm a novice builder, but it is taking longer than I expected. So let me give you guys an update. The plastics are all on. I got the handlebars on. The handlebars are nice and wide, and it looks really nice. Here's an update I wanted to tell you. After setting everything up and trying to put the plastics back on, I realized that with the controller that I had, it was too wide to be placed right here where I had it with the zip ties. It kept hitting this plastic piece. So I had to cut all those zip ties and unplug everything, and now it's inside the seat. So unfortunately, I had to forego my storage area. I can't put my burrito in here anymore. So sad, so sad. I can't take it on a full test run yet because I don't have any brakes yet. I tried fitting one of the brakes that I currently had. It was a front brake. It wouldn't fit. The brake mount and the rotor are pretty close. So I'm going to use a different set of brakes that was recommended to me by Curtis W. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's mostly completed. I'm going to show the final result in part 3, along with a full overview and some speed tests. And then maybe I'm going to make a couple more videos doing food deliveries with this thing. Wouldn't that be funny? Oh man, I can't wait to use this for group rides. It's going to be so cool. Alright guys, thanks for staying with me till the very end. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Please give this video a thumbs up and a like. Subscribe if you want, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!